got love for you guys, but not so much love for what Brittney Griner was saying the other day when she had her press conference. Now, I am a fan of Brittney Griner in the sense that she can dunk, like for real dunk, not that whole everybody quiet, everybody stay still, everybody in the gym chill. Okay, watch. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. I'm not a fan of a man or a woman that does that, right? Because I'm like, you ain't going to do that in no damn game. We can't stop the air from flowing before you can dunk. I like people that can dunk in motion, dunk in game, dunk for real. And Brittney Griner can dunk for real. Now, she is taller than the damn rim, but still, point being, she can dunk for real. All right. Now, these weren't slam dunk comments. They asked her a billion questions, and she sat there and answered them all and was honest and authentic for herself. However, let's talk about this, because the first thing that stood out to me was she explained that she will not be playing overseas anymore unless it's for Team USA for the Olympics. And part of me was like, yeah, I get that. She got arrested in Russia for having like a remnant, like having just a strand, just having a little bit of smoky on you, just a baby smoky on you, and got locked up for 10 months. Shit, I ain't going to Russia anymore either. But I think she meant more than just Russia. She meant overseas, and she also talked about it in an experience that really didn't sound like she was being as accountable as she should be. Why? To blame going overseas is displacing the aggression, displacing the problem. The problem wasn't being overseas. The problem was what you had on you while you were overseas. And I know it was petty. And I know I sound like Petty Wop right now. But I have traveled overseas before as an athlete. And everybody knows, dog, when you leave home, America, when you leave the hood, United States, you better act different. You better act right. Them suckers don't play. Like, I've had boys before, and this is domestically. Like, they like, yo, I'm going to bring my stuff. I'm like, what you doing? They packing their shoes with this, like, sealant and then jamming weed in there to go on a trip from L.A. to Vegas. And I was like, dog, I am not going with you doing that. We can land and you can get your thing, right? And they were like, dog, no, I'm bringing mine. I got mine already. I was like, why would you risk it? You a dummy. Like, we having this conversation for real. And I was like, all right, whatever. They never got busted too. I know 2 of them for a fact. Never got busted. But the point is, why risk it? Y'all so damn foolish. And I don't know the particulars of Brittney Griner. I know the amount was small. But the point is, why risk it? Okay, medical, this and that. Look, if it's medical, I'm getting every clearance in the world above board. But I had a video out there before, check it out, where I was talking about the WNBA and all their issues, right? And I was saying how it's sad that they have to actually, to enhance their salary, to make it a professional athlete salary. I'm not talking about working at the post office like my parents. I'm talking about like a professional athlete where you're dedicated your whole year to a sport. They have to go and supplement their income overseas. She's saying no to that as well. And I was like, wow, okay, Brittney. But don't blame the airplane. Don't blame landing. Don't blame the territory that you landed in. It was the rules that you violated. So I just wanted to make sure we got that straight. Another thing she talked about was she thinks it's a crime to ban trans women from competing against biological women. And she says everyone deserves a right to play. All right, she weighed in on that, and she says she's definitely going to be speaking up against the legislation and the law that is expected to be passed. What is that law? Well, they're expected to pass the Title IX as an insurance to protect women's sports. All right, she talked about that, and I was like, that's interesting. She says everyone deserves the right to play, calling any other viewpoints, which she's going to hear my viewpoint, a threat to trans people as they prevent them from truly being who they are. Come on. All right. We got to stop with this. Like we got to really stop. Because I think by not addressing this properly and not having clear, concise communication, we're making a bigger problem than it is. No one is attacking trans people that I've seen in this argument. People are saying this, that trans women should not compete against biological women. And to me, that's a duh statement, but let me just clarify it even further. When I was young and I was talented, y'all know that, right? I've told you before. Top 5 ever in Pop Warner football, and I'll be damned if you don't think I was. I got film to prove it. I was silly. fast, national champion in track, right? Sick. And I grew up, and at a certain age, girls were as fast or faster than boys. 8, 9, 10. You can look at the record books in track and field, comparable. I knew a girl on my track team when I was winning the nationals that was actually faster than me. A girl. But this is pre-puberty. This is before puberty. After that, not a shot. Not a shot. Here's the point. When I was young, they told me I could not compete against the girls. And guess what I didn't say? That they were male bashing, that they were hating on men. You know why? Because it's not hate to say, hey, this is your category, you play here. Now, I've told you before, I'll tell you again, being a man is not a male category. It's an open category because women can compete against the men in the men's category if you're talented enough. But the men cannot compete against the women, no matter how talented or how sorry you are. That was a protected space. Title IX, I assume, right? So the point is, we've always said we're going to protect the women's space in sports, biological women. And if you are not a biological woman, you are not competing against them. That includes not just trans women, as this bill is trying to suggest, but men, male, biological men. And I understood that, and I never felt that that was hate towards me or men. Let's not make this a greater issue than it is, y'all. Common sense shall prevail.